course, kids know everything today, isn't it? It's education, is it? And education doesn't change much. The basis of education in this country is still the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Gives us a running start at life, doesn't it? And then we tell the kids that Nat starts with a G, Knickers starts with a K, there's no F in physics because there's a shortage of science teachers. And the only thing that's changed, really, is political correctness, you know. Education authorities insist upon political correctness in school. And my niece, who now is about 13, she goes to a school where they're trying to eradicate elitism, okay? And what happens is you can't have Group 1 and Group 2 in the class anymore because Group 2 will feel inferior to Group 1. So they've called them Red Group and Blue Group. And this has solved the problem. Oh, yes. So there's the teacher going, right, Red Group, write me a thesis on Einstein's theory of relativity in correlation to present-day advancement in quantum mechanics. And Blue Group, oh, play with your jelly molds. I was a jelly molds kid, and I went to Moseley, and blooming rough school that is, and it had its own coroner. A bizarre school. This is an absolutely true story. You can check the Birmingham Mail because it was on the front page. I'd been at this school 4 days, and the whole school was suddenly ordered into the assembly hall, 800 kids and all the masters on the stage. And about 12 midday, and like nobody knew what was happening. I'd been there 4 days. And the headmaster came out, and a great bloke called Jasper. And he walked up and he got onto the lectern and he said, right, I'll keep this brief. Who's stolen the dynamite? Perfectly true. What had happened, there was a copse next door to the school and they were blowing trees up because they were building houses on it. And one of the kids had got into one of the huts and had stolen a load of dynamite. And the master said, right, nobody leaves the room until we find out who it is. We know it's one of you, you were seen, but we don't know who it is. Now then, who's stolen the dynamite? And this kid put his hand up and said, it's me, sir. He went, Lawler. I might have known, Lawler. Where is it? It's in me satchel, sir. And nothing's changed. I went back about 6 months ago to visit, you know, and I got there and the headmaster came running out. He said, oh, thanks for coming, Jasper. He said, have you got anything sharp or pointed on you? I went, no, it's best have this. You know, they still have the sack race in British schools today. Can you believe that? It's the 21st century and we still have the sack race in British schools. There's America teaching their 6- and 7-year-olds, you know, to be gold medal winners at the Olympics. And what are we teaching our kids to be? Vegetables. That's our Johnny. And this school, Moseley, played rugby. And I was into football, but and rugby was just totally foreign to me. And I was a thin, skinny kid. And I always remember the first time I ever played rugby. I will never forget this. The first time I ever played rugby. And I was in the changing room getting undressed and everything into my kit. And a few prefects came, about half a dozen of them. And they started looking around, you know. And they came up to me and go, have you played rugby before, pal? No? Ooh. It's a rough sport, you know. Is it? Have you got any protection? No. Haven't you got a box? No. Oh, he hasn't got a box. Would you like to borrow one of ours? Well, why do I need it? To protect your vital parts. Oh, thank you very much. The first time I ever played rugby, I ran out onto the pitch in front of the whole of the first form and 12 masters who are in on it. with a cricket box over my nose. I thought it ponged a bit, I have to say. And what happened in the first minute? Someone kicked me in the goalies. You know? And then they were really keen on cross-country at this school, particularly with the dogs chasing them. And I really hated cross-country. And one time I was just so determined not to do it. It was midwinter, it was freezing. And next day we were going to have to do cross-country. So I thought, right, what I'll do? And I went home. I bet you've done this. And I copied my dad's handwriting, to write an excuse note. It took me hours and hours, and I got dictionaries and everything, writing it all, and it looked pretty good. I went to school next day and I gave it to the sports master, and he opened it up and it said, "Dear Mr. Cartwright, Jasper cannot do cross-country today because he's just had a vasectomy." Painful, is it, Carrott? Yes, sir, I can hardly breathe. The best one was the kid in front of me. "Why can't you go swimming, Bevan?" "Time of the month, sir."